Good afternoon, and welcome to TLS Semifinals action. Top 4 teams still in it, and of course our consolation bracket, which we're going to be starting off with to start our day off. So, Graviton versus Benchwarmers, and me, just doing the commentating for now. We might have some people drop in later, but we shall see. If anybody is available. But in the meantime, we definitely have a exciting matchup for you guys, and this one I know a lot of people have been looking forward to seeing, as it is a matchup of the bottom of the table, the bottom 2 ranked teams, Graviton and Benchwarmers. Graviton with a solitary win over top of the Benchwarmers, taking them I think the full distance, game 7. They were able to come out just ahead of Benchwarmers in a 2v2. But today is definitely going to be a bit different, as we are going to see the 3v3 head-to-head matchup between Graviton and Benchwarmers. So, winner will be playing against Pushbots as they wait in the consolation bracket finals, the finale. And this one's definitely going to be a wild one. Interesting matchup here, as we did see the 2v2 was in the favor of Graviton Gaming. All the matches that Max and Daviato played together, they won. The ones with Flying Dragons, Benchwarmers was able to actually take it over them. So it is going to come down to the wire, I think. It's going to be a real battle between the powerhouse of Max and Daviato versus the powerhouse of Metal Jello and Toby together. And then Jack the Man Dan versus Flying Dragons, 2 very evenly matched players, both looking to improve their skill set, especially Flying Dragons really reducing the level of fouls, as we have someone joining. Hello? Oh, Colin and Space Turtle. 2 fantastic people. Hello. Great. So Colin of Good Vibes Only, going to be playing later tonight. Welcome, welcome. And Space Turtle of Sad, who took Specialist to Game 7 last time out in the quarterfinals of TLS. Good to have you here. Yep, so this is round 1 of Consolation Bracket. The winner will go on to play against the Pushbots. Just need to make sure the stream can hear you. Now they can hear you.
Okay.
I was just talking to myself for a little bit to the stream. Woo!
Yeah, I'm on a different computer today, so
no, it wasn't your fault. It wasn't your fault. We're good.
Right.
But yeah, it is going to be Graviton versus Benchwarmers. Winner goes to play against the Pushbots, and it is going to be an interesting one for sure. As I was saying, it is going to be 3v3. There was a question in chat. Adam was wondering if it's going to be 2v2. Nope, 3v3 action. I was just commenting that last time they did face, it was 2v2, and Graviton pulled out the win in a very close best of 7.
So
full 7
do we
games.
remember? Yeah. Do we remember who the 2 were though?
So the 2 for Benchwarmers were Toby and Metal Jello the entire time. Graviton lost every single match where they fielded Daviato and Flying Dragons. So they lost 3 of those, and then they won every match where they fielded Max and Daviato together, which they won 4 of those. So Flying Dragons not finding success yet against them, but this is a 3v3, and it is a bit of a different ball game.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it's been a while since I've watched these teams play, so things may have changed, but it definitely, what I remember was Metal Jello was doing the bulk of the scoring on Robo Tiers for Benchwarmers. So I was mainly thinking that if Metal Jello was missing in their 2v2, that they may perform better in this match, because I think he's their star player.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's going to be interesting because I think we saw that Max and Daviato were a better core 2v2, or like 2-player unit. But maybe Jack the Man Dan has that ability to get that edge over Flying Dragons. We've seen him sometimes have issues with text, but he's markedly improved. So it's really going to come down to whether or not Jack the Man Dan can kind of bridge some of that gap and impact Flying Dragons enough to make sure that it's a lot closer.
Right. It's honestly just going to come down to him for the most part. But yeah,
Yeah,
we'll
for
have to see.
sure. Prediction is up in chat. Who's going to take this one? Graviton Gaming versus Benchwarmers. Just a straight up who's going to win. And I'd like to get your guys' thoughts, Colin and Space Turtle. Who is going to take this one?
To be honest, of most of the matchups that we see, this is definitely one of the closer ones, in my opinion. There's no obvious choice in this one.
Yeah, I definitely
But
agree, but I'm going to force you to pick one.
I think I'm gonna go with Graviton.
Okay, and
Um,
what separates Graviton over Benchwarmers for you?
so the way I see it is that Max Dalviado, they were able to take out Metal Jello and Toby consistently. They won 4 of those matches in a row, and frankly, I'm not sure that Jack the Man Dan is that much better than Flying Dragons, if better at all. That he's gonna really be able to switch the outcome. But I don't know. Frankly, I haven't seen him play in quite a while. He may be a much better player since then.
Yeah, I definitely lean your direction as well with Graviton taking the W. Graviton is my favorite team, of course. But
Okay.
yeah, I think the improvement that we've seen from them in the core 2v2 block of Max and Daviato are just gonna take this one all the way. How about you, Colin? I don't know if you're
I'm here. I
aligned.
think, yeah, I think Graviton as well. I think they're going to take this one. I'm predicting them to win in chat. I spent 2,000 power cells on it. Better not lose this. But I do think the big difference here is going to be their main scorers. I mean, Metal, Jello, and I think Toby typically is the main scorer for their team. I just don't think they can keep up with the Max and Daviato and Graviton. We do have the wild card of Flying Dragons and the number of techs he incurs during the course of a match. But hopefully, on one of the last games of the season for them, they've gotten that under control and they're ready to take them.
Yeah, 100% agreed. And looks like most people in chat agree as well. 88% going for Graviton Gaming, 12% for Benchwarmers. So still some love for Benchwarmers. The top fan of Benchwarmers, Logan4476, avid member of We the North, and yeah, definitely knows what he's talking about. You know, definitely chances here for Benchwarmers if they can, especially abuse Flying Dragons. But we will have to see what happens.
Yeah, and if we backtrack to what Colin was saying about Flying Dragons and his text, like I might be crazy, but I've definitely seen some improvement from Flying Dragons with avoiding text. Uh, he, there's been some significant improvement in avoiding that, and I don't know. Maybe it'll take a couple of games for them to warm up, and it might cost them a game or two. But I think at a certain point they're going to be able to figure that out.
Yeah, definitely agree wholeheartedly there, Space Turtle. And with that note, I think it is time for game number 1 between Graviton and Benchwarmers. We're going to get started with match number 1. All the robots off into action. See a little bit of a sloppy rendezvous zone between the two least experienced players on each side, respectively, as Jack the Man Dan's really slow to come through. 15 seconds, and the buzzer beater is not going to count for those crucial double point autonomous period.
All right,
And
so
that's
we're
going to
coming out,
give Red the lead.
and we're seeing double OG inertia on both sides, with Flying Dragon and Jackman Dan taking the inertia for their team.
Yeah, that's very interesting, especially for Metal Jello. Not really playing that much of the OG for his team throughout most of TLS. We did see some OG, but generally that was the lesser successful strategy, or not quite as successful. But Flying Dragon is getting involved here with Jack the Man Dan colliding in the middle.
Yeah, I think in a lot of ways with this double OG inertia strat on both sides, it keeps a lot of the same concept of the 2v2 that we saw earlier. In a lot of ways, it's going to come down to the two OGs to see which team has better OGs to do the scoring. In this, of course, one of these inertias can stand out and make it a lot more difficult for the OGs.
Yeah, we saw Jello getting involved in some of the defense, almost a tech there on Toby from Daviato, but he is able to ride his way through. But yeah, that's also a critical part of playing this kind of composition is, as an OG, even if you're scoring, if you can find those angles to get the bumps on the opposing OGs, especially if you can get two at the same time, that can be really impactful in terms of the overall game score.
Yeah, especially if the other OGs popping or picking up balls out of the power port, or no, the human player station. But like, if there's no room for you to be picking up balls and there's an open bump for you, definitely go for it.
Yeah, we saw a good steal from there from Jello. Jack the Mandans going for the climb. Toby and Jello, a little bit of confusion. But you got to say, Red Alliance has been looking pretty smooth sailing for most of this match as everybody's trying to scramble for climbs. 5 seconds to go. Red Alliance trying to get in position. Looks like they will secure it, as will Blue. Actually, it looked like Blue a little bit slow to retract their climbers. Jack the Mandan, not sure if he was able to get off the ground there.
Well, Toby has certainly impressed me so far. I imagine I underestimated him. He outscored Metal Jello already, so that's definitely news to me.
Oh, thanks, Easy as Pie, for the sub. It's a little bit covered up. But yeah, Nick, one of our great staff members, definitely showing some love in the chat. But yeah, you were saying, Toby, really impressive result from that match for sure. Just showing his control of the robot. I think that's something that's been super impressive from the very start, to be honest, in that they were able to really take some sort of control of the robot, driving around the field, that kind of stuff, very, very efficiently.
Right. Yeah. So, say you're bench warmers in this scenario. What exactly is it that you need to do in order to sort of take control of the series? Like, what are some of the mistakes that they made? I think part of it was auto.
Yep.
They got
definitely
outscored.
Agree. Yeah, auto definitely a point of concern for sure in terms of them. Looking at the score breakdown, we saw that Jack the Mandan was actually outscored by Flying Dragons. Jack the Mandan only scoring 18, Flying Dragons getting the 48. So part of that due to the missed climb, but it is going to be important for Jack the Mandan to find some more impact rather than just neutralizing Flying Dragons, as that is not going to be enough for them to pull out the win, I think, here.
Yeah, and I think part of it, one thing they could consider is really just trying to bait Flying Dragons into some techs. Maybe put one of the more experienced players on benchwarmers, slide them into inertia, and try and make something happen there. See if they can't bait a tech or two.
Yeah, so...
But yeah, it's going to be tough. They're not...
Yeah, actually, I was just looking at the ref decision. There is an actual a call here. It is going to be plus 35, Blue Alliance climb D. Well, Red Alliance climb D, Blue Alliance receiving benefit from that. Not going to swing the match, but there was contact, which did cause Jack the Mandan, I guess, to not get up off the ground.
Okay, well, that is slightly comforting for benchwarmers. I think if they can figure out their auto and just get one or two techs, that's all they need to get a match on their favor.
Yeah, agreed 100%. They just need to have a little bit of better auto, and then having Flying Dragons be abused, or maybe some more defense on the other players that are finding themselves in the match.
Yeah, and I think if Jack realizes that Metal Jello and Toby are very skilled OG players, that okay, maybe you don't have to worry about counter at all. You can just completely focus on defense, and just preventing, doing everything you can to prevent Max.
big gap here. Jack actually able to score an autonomous, and Flying Dragon's unable to, looked like, but still a favor for Graviton. They're coming out of this with about an 18-point lead. And we see also a robot change. Metal Jello is not only sporting a weird nickname, but he is on Roboteers.
Yeah, going back to his roots.
Oh, man.
I think initially Metal Jello was a Roboteers man. I hope that's true.
Yep, that's correct.
Okay. Yeah, so Toby going to doing exactly what I thought they should. Trying to get Flying Dragons into some tech.
Yeah, Toby also on the inertia. So it looks like they're having one robot cycling, and Toby's just playing full defense on the Red Alliance, and they're hoping that Metal Jello can keep up with the two OGs being harassed. Ooh, there was a tech on Flying Dragons. Good job from Jack the Man Dan.
Yeah. Oh, I am delayed.
Yeah, you're good. If you check the Discord stream, it'll be a little bit faster.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I believe only one tech so far on Flying Dragons. But we see Toby really harassing the Red Alliance OGs, trying to slow them down, getting his circle up. He's gonna come back, and Max shooting from protected zone, but Daviato is not. So Daviato will find a helpful hand from the Blue Alliance, saying hello.
All right, and as far as the scoreboard is concerned, this is working out just fine for Blue. They like how this is shaking up so far.
Agreed. 20 seconds to go, and Jack the Man Dan getting prepped early for the climb. He was the one who missed last time. Toby gonna be in a weird position here.
But yeah.
Yep, also true. And Metal Jello really going for a huge block, but he's going to get reset, and I don't think they're going to get the climbs off. Red Alliance also struggling.
Oh, Max isn't either, though.
Oh, man. Yeah, so a little bit of mayhem at the end.
Yeah, I'm not sure they're going to get, 70 points of climb D, but I've seen crazier things.
Well,
they might.
There's a 15-point endgame there for Red Alliance. Yeah. Not what they were looking for. It's definitely a close match, but Blue Alliance had the lead after that tech foul that Jack the Man Dan was able to get off on Flying Dragon.
I think if Benchwarmers can just keep the score low, just keep it as small as possible, each and every tech that they get on Graviton is it gets more valuable, of course.
Yes, absolutely. The total percentage of the tech really large here just because of the low scores, but yeah, still an endgame win for Graviton, so not all bad news for them. They definitely are looking like they are, stronger, at least in that period. And looks like there is another ref call, plus 40 points to the Blue Alliance is actually going to extend their lead in this specific match due to Climb D. And yeah, that's going to secure the first match win for Benchwarmers, and we're all tied up at 1 apiece.
Yeah, and I think Benchwarmers in a lot of ways are happy with the outcome so far, because they've been doing some experimenting. They've already tried out 2 different strategies, and they've kept it even so far.
Yeah, very true. And maybe with this strategy, they're feeling comfortable to kind of continue running with that now that they've gotten a win on the board.
All right, say they get 1 or 2 wins on Graviton here, and it gets up to 3-1. What other strats do you think Graviton could try out?
I really
we can decide that after auto, but
yeah, I really don't see that much of a flexibility for Graviton. They've really run with this strategy the entire season. I don't think that they, I think the very first match they had Max on inertia, and it went really poorly for them. So I think that this is really all they have, and if it doesn't work, then they are definitely in trouble. As we do see actually Benchwarmers with a slight edge here, coming out of autonomous.
Yeah.
But quickly recovered from Graviton as we see some great cycle. I don't know what's happening there. Jack the Man Dan and
no.
What?
playing defense on each other.
Dude, they're stuck on each other.
Somebody's
What?
got to reset. Or is that
Okay.
tech?
Wait, they're okay. Daviato be flipped by Max. Completely
Oh,
upside.
another
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Oh wait, we lost Jack the Mandan. Jack the Mandan is no longer on the field.
My gosh.
They smash.
What team wants it, man? Come on.
Oh my god. So right now it's a 2v3. Max getting this massive steal out from behind Toby, and nobody's there to defend. Jack the Mandan back in the field now. Probably, I would hazard a guess he pressed the wrong button. Probably pressed like main menu, trying to reset, and was confused, and then accidentally. Oh, Daviato stuck on the. Oh, okay. Oh my. Attack.
No, an attack from Toby.
Wait, Jack the Mandan's gone again. He's out of the field. He's out of the field.
Maybe he's just using the bathroom, you know, taking a break.
He did say in chat. So some really frustrated situation potentially. I'm not exactly sure what was happening between Jack the Mandan and maybe his internet or something having issues. As he is back in the field now with 20 seconds left to go.
But, on top of Dragon.
Oh no, Toby. And this is going to be really hard for Benchwarmers to come back at 2v3, some techs, you know, getting stuck on each other. Going to need some massive missed climbs, but looks like Blue Alliance is going to miss some climbs as they pull way too early at 4 seconds left. And
Toby can't find a way.
Yeah, Toby can't get up. Wow. That
is
be able to put rough.
Up more than 250. Not going to cut it.
Yeah,
so I don't think Toby DCing twice was part of their game plan.
Yeah, Jack the Mandan, you mean?
Yeah, whoever that was.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely not ideal to be playing down a player. But yeah, as you can see...
scored more auto than Intelion. That is a huge yikes.
Yeah, that is... Yeah, that's a good point. They literally scored more in the first 15 seconds than they did the rest of the match. Wow.
I guess Graviton is happy with that one.
Yeah. I mean, it works, I guess. And there's actually a ref call. There was climb D. Going to be plus 35 to Blue Alliance, but that is not even close to swinging this match.
You know, let's just be happy this wasn't Game 7.
That's true.
I don't think anyone would be happy if Alliance advanced off of a win like that.
Yeah, that just everything went wrong after Autonomous for Benchwarmers. Never felt like they really had anything under control, and they're gonna have to mentally reset and really focus for this next match, as they don't want to go down 3-1 for the match point here.
Yeah, I think they've got to try that. They need to try their strategy from game 2, and that's definitely how they're gonna take games in this series.
Yeah.
Their game 1 wasn't gonna be able to keep up.
All right, here we go. Hopefully everybody is going to stay connected to the field this time, as we see a much smoother Autonomous here from Flying Dragon. He's going to struggle with the last 3 balls. Going to grab one of them and hopefully fire those off. 17, yep, he clears it, and we are going to see a pretty significant lead here for Graviton, 114 to 81 coming out of Autonomous period.
Right, 54 from Max. That's exactly what he was looking for.
Oh no, Toby already starting it off. Not on the right foot, getting teched by Max, and that's something that Graviton is so good at, is shooting from that triangle, making sure that they're actually in that, and if they get bumped at all, they're gonna give you a tech. So with lower teams or lower skilled teams that maybe have not as, Toby's not used to playing defense, that can really be abused, and we're seeing that happen in the last 2 matches.
Yeah, and it is so tempting to just give that Toby a little bit of a bump,
No tech, but he's going to get reset. Yeah. Probably would have been negated due to the dragging rule regardless, but you would have liked to see it just for a, confidence boost.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Toby coming back for Daviato. That's good. And Metal Jello just getting free reign. pretty much just doing a single player run.
Yeah, exactly. We see that Flying Dragon's very focused on protecting against potential steals. Not that there's any balls to steal right now. He's doing his job and making sure that nobody can get in that zone as you know as a defender and doing a great job of that. Toby bumping Davietto, forcing him to shoot twos, which is absolutely fantastic for
Avoiding the attack this
bench
time. That's
warmers.
good.
Jack the Man Dan actually sitting stationary right now. I'm not sure. He may be having issues. He literally hasn't moved in a long time here. Okay, a little bit of movement there, but definitely
Maybe a
struggling.
controller issue?
Yeah, it could be. 20
And
seconds
that's
left in
going
this
for a
match.
steal. Gets not teched. Wow, that was impressive. But
Oh,
Climbs could
that is
decide this
definitely
way.
climb deep by Toby.
Oh no.
Oh no. It was
Come
close
on.
up until then, but yeah, they technically win the match, but yeah, that was
I'm sure that's last one.
that
I'll
one
be
was
honest. I can relate to that. You're just so paying so much attention and just bumping the OGs that you don't realize until there's 2 or 3 seconds left that it's endgame and that you've just committed mass climb D.
okay. So it
Yeah,
looks
I
like
just definitely
both
went.
alliances missing climbs, and actually both alliances are going to be receiving climb D points. It's going to be plus 65 to red, plus 35 to blue, which is going to swing the match in Graviton's favor, and they're going to be at match point.
I have faith in benchwarmers. They can do it. They just gotta root together.
They had it there. Just a minor lapse of judgment that really swung the match from Toby just being completely in the zone at the end.
And the
So,
202 Elliot is very respectable, and if they get the auto and hold off the text, I promise they can win these games.
yeah, and at the same token, Graviton 1 game away from taking this, and you got to say really impressive because you would think that 2v2 would be a little bit more stronger for them, and they had to take 7 games to get the win on Benchwarmers. So already looking better than their first matchup against each other for sure.
Yeah, it's impressive for Graviton. They've been able to overcome like two completely different strategies from benchwarmers, and it took them a game to figure it out. But now they're up 3-1, so good for them.
Yeah, very very great point there, and yeah, we'll see if they can close it out 4-1 or whether or not Benchwarmers will fight back and bring it to 3-2 and potentially additional games.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So,
All right, match number 5. Same robots, no robot changes.
Both teams confident with what they've got.
Yeah, it's interesting because Toby definitely not the most experienced with inertia. And as you can see, he's driving away actually with ball still in his hopper during autonomous. He definitely could have scored
That's not
those.
what you want to do.
Yeah, and oh, that is unfortunate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's, and you know that he saw it coming, and he was trying to pull out just before it was too late. So.
Yeah, we at the same time though we did see a big impact play there. He caused the Red Alliance scores Max or Davietto. Can't remember which one. They missed like 5 or 6 balls. Davietto being flipped up here, just absolutely handled by Toby.
Toby's fine with that. I don't think either of them are getting spawned
Neither of them
out.
getting resetting. Toby's pushing Davietto. Davietto literally hasn't done anything. He can't move. He's been flipped for the entire time. Okay, he's back.
I mean, Toby's
Finally
fine with
reset.
it though. Like an OG canceling out
exactly.
an OG, inertia
Exactly.
canceling out
Exactly. Big plays from Toby, making up for, the weaker part of weaker start of the match. See Max going for close shots. Toby just has to wait. Wow, aggressive bumps there, nearly getting teched, and Max is going to play the counter. Now Davietto shooting the twos.
Trying to get it back.
Oh, look at it. He's just super aggressive, going behind Flying Dragons. He's not afraid to get in the face of the Red Alliance scorers.
I mean, he knows that it's fairly desperate times right now.
Yeah, Jack the Mandan also getting involved in slowing down Max there. And
that's a great trade-off right there.
that is definitely keeping it close. Max is going to swing around, go into the protected zone, shoot some close ones. But again, it's only 2-pointers, so Blue Alliance is okay with this, but they still need to get more points on the board as they are about 50 points down.
No.
Yeah, they're definitely going to need some climb failures. Wheel being attempted here from Metal Jello. And Red Alliance just trying to secure the climb. 6 seconds to go. 5. Oh, Jack the Mandan not going to be able to climb. It looks like all 3 red robots are able to get up.
No.
And I think that is going to call it, unfortunately, for Benchwarmers. But you got to say impressive from the... from Graviton for sure.
Yeah,
and well,
definitely.
End game
Max
score.
200.
End game score rough for the Benchwarmers. Only 10 points on the board. Not what you like to see.
And I mean, you know that they can hit those climbs in practice, but when the matches start, it can get intense.
Yeah, absolutely. And so with that means Graviton will advance, and that's saying goodbye to the Benchwarmers. And Graviton will be facing up against the Pushbots for the Consolation Bracket Final.
That could be a good one. Can you remind me of who's Pushbots? That's Tegan,
Tegan, Kabi, and Julia.
Okay.
Alright, so we're just going to get ready for our main event bracket in the semifinals, where we're going to see We the North take the stage again, this time against the Specialists. Which is going to be interesting for sure. What are your thoughts on We the North versus Specialists based off of what you see in Space Turtle?
Well, alright, so the Specialists, their entire team is based off of the concept that they have the best players at every robot, essentially. Now, well, We the North, their players are pretty much just as, like, skilled at their own respective robots as well. Like, they do have just more six-man's experience. Like, I know, like, Waxman, for example, is somewhere around 400, 300 games, I believe. Whereas, like, you, Brennan, and, like, Logan and Cone, they're all upwards of the thousands, and, like, 2,000 at least.
Right.
So, it's definitely something that you learn after participating in this. It doesn't matter how good at single player you are. If you don't know how to react dynamically to, like, what's happening in the match in, like, 6 minutes.
Right, and that's something that you definitely were, made aware of, I guess, as a player who's fairly high on the single-player leaderboards that came in, and just the dynamic of, especially defense, is really hard to wrap your head around, just making sure that you're getting those techs, not getting techs, playing safe and knowing when to shoot, where to shoot, that kind of stuff is really important.
All right. For me, for example, during it wasn't the ladder champs. It was the one with the 4 regionals and
right
champs. I'm forgetting what that was called, but I just went full inertia on all of those, and I just focused on defense throughout the entire thing, and it worked to an extent that I could get picked, that I could find my way into elims. But once I got there, I couldn't really keep up with the more experienced people and the different strategies that they use to avoid defense.
Right, yeah, the experience definitely matters a lot in XRC, especially just with the level of gameplay that the top players have put into the game. They know how things work, and they really know how to abuse those mechanics that are in the game. And yeah, I think you say it 100% well. I mean, there's definitely an opportunity here for Specialists to pull off an upset, but the favorites definitely have to be We the North in this matchup.
Yeah, I think that's always the case with We the North. They are definitely up there at number 1. But you never know with the specialists. They're in a lot of ways they're on and off. They can have good games, they can have bad games, and if they get lucky, I definitely well, they don't have to get lucky, but I definitely expect them to win at least one or two. And if they do get lucky, who knows, they could take the series.
Well, speaking of series and taking some number, why don't we do a prediction? What do you think a fair number of matches for specialists to take off of We the North is?
I definitely expect them to take one at least.
Okay, so one for sure, so then maybe we should say two, so that way it balances it out a little bit. Yep.
Alright. That's a good plan.
Yes or no? Alright, prediction is in chat. Make sure to vote for it. As per usual, the usual caveats apply if you played in the match, or if you refed it, you can't vote. But yeah, definitely something that everybody else can get involved in. Max
so,
saying
2 minutes ago,
no.
Well, yeah, 2 minutes ago, I'm quoted as saying that the specialists can take 2 matches without luck. But now I'm having doubts, and I don't know which one to bet.
Well, I mean, I think if they are going to take a match, it's going to really come off of Adam and Josh. We've seen Adam be able to easily be considered the top inertia player. We've seen Josh easily be considered the top Roboteers player. I don't think we can say the same thing of Waxton, however. I don't think he's ever been, you know, arguably the top player for OG specifically. So if I'm looking to them, I'm seeing that Josh and Adam are going to be real fundamental, you know, strong points for the specialists to try and shore up any potential weaknesses that Waxton might have.
And I think in a lot of ways, Adams and Waxton's performances are going to be quite associated with each other. If you see Adam do some wonderful counter and putting pressure on North, that's going to open up the field for Waxton to just go to his roots in single player.
Yeah, that's a great point that you bring up, is that, you know, if Adam can generate the space, dissuade whatever defender We the North sends onto Waxton from really having an impact, then they can, you know, Waxton can really fight with the best of them. Where Waxton generally tends to, you know, struggle a bit more is dealing with that defense, and if they can negate that advantage that We the North has, that's going to be their key to victory here.
Mm-hmm. That's true. Okay.
So yeah, looking at the results, it is going to be 45% yes, 55% no. So some real, you know, yeah, I think this is fair. Real faith in specialists to potentially take off some serious matches here from We the North, even though We the North did sweep the specialists 4-0. They did have some pretty close matchups when they did play against each other in the regular season.
That's true. Yeah. I don't know. This series is interesting to me because you got the specialists who, again, they're all super good at their robots, and if they can just really all shine at the same time, if they can all get a good game, a good series in general, I see no reason that this series can't go to the specialists. But North is just unstoppable, frankly. Like, they've taken every series except for maybe one against, what was it, Good Vibes, I think. They've just taken everyone super easily up to this point.
Yeah, the Good Vibes only took them to 7, and then Alliance 4, who's still left in the bracket on the other side, took them to 6. So those are then their two closest matches, and those two alliances are actually playing against each other right after this series. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. All right, well, we do have match number 1 ready on the dock, so we are going to get started with this matchup of two very, very strong teams, both potential tournament favorites here. you know, you got to say whoever wins this could very well be the favorite to win the other side of the bracket.
That's true, yeah. Alliance 4, assuming that they win in semis, they're no easy task either. If specialists take this, they don't want to get cocky and say, "Hey, we beat North." Right? We're kind of guaranteed in one final.
Yeah, Specialists also lost to Alliance 4, but that one was much closer in Game 7. We'll see how this one goes as all the robots get off into action. And Teleop, or Autonomous, strong lead here for the Blue Alliances. Oh, we have a whole bunch of people joining. Welcome, welcome.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh, hello, Adam and Waxton. Features of this matchup.
Yeah.
Sorry, yeah, Discord DMs are confusing.
Okay.
Logan and Cone getting stuck on each other a little bit slow, and look at this, Specialists up by 30 points here.
That's the start they're looking for sure. But that was through a tech, so they're gonna need to ride this lead all the way to the end for the most part.
Yeah. Adam almost getting teched back, but just avoiding it.
Adam just getting reset, flipped constantly by the Red Alliance members, and Brennan resetting as well. I believe that was due to the hood angle being a struggle, as there's attack on Adam, and that's going to bring We the North potentially back into this.
They were still down by 20 points, but now up by 9.
Yeah, it is now very, very close, as Josh is going to have to run the long way around Logan, maybe getting reset. Nope, going to weave back and forth and find his shooting location, getting those in. Doing a great job for the Blue Alliance.
Ooh, messed up the pop there.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure. Brennan coming back to try and block out Adam, but he's able to get those flipped again.
This match felt like a speed run to see how many times I could get respawned.
Specialist still with the lead. Oh, not anymore, as Cone's going to unload. But Waxton here to respond. 2 missed balls from Adam there coming in. Trying to get... Ooh, there's a tech again, and that might be a big problem there for the Specialists, as now they are at a deficit. Oh, Waxton again! Getting dragged. So 3 techs now to the Red Alliance.
I think the last one was more than 2 robot lengths, but still.
Yeah, I believe so. Climbs trying to be blocked. Climbs going up. And that is going to be a very narrow lead here for We the North.
I don't get up.
Clock expires.
There's no way. He climbed on the corner of his bar. I was watching that. That is incredible.
I don't believe I was on the actual bar either. I was on the top of it.
He was up when the clock struck 0, but he immediately proceeded to slide off the bar.
Well, he did get up, and that is going to be a full 90-point endgame. We the North missing a climb. Not sure exactly who missed there, as they looked like they were securing that one in. But yeah, Waxton, you're correct. There is going to be a removed tech foul, which is going to be minus 25 to the Red Alliance, but unfortunately is not quite enough to give Specialists the edge in the first match of the series.
Yeah, lost by 7 points is always hard.
Yeah, you guys definitely had a chance there between we saw a particularly weak Autonomous from We the North. The early tech as well as Brennan having to reset because of the hood angle issue that where the hood just is launching super high for some reason on the Roboteers, and unfortunately the 2 techs that were valid swinging that match in We the North's favor.
Yeah, this definitely seems pretty unfortunate for the Specialists, because for the most part they did beat North in this game. As far as I'm concerned, they played better. It was just those techs just practically giving the game away with that. Not that they were trying or anything, but that just small mistake. That's all it takes.
Yeah, looking back at it, I mean, it's both moves that I would do again. It's not just as a risk that you got to take.
Yeah, for sure. All right, we're going to jump into match number 2. Specialists looking like they have life, and we'll see if they can get a win on the board in this match. Or maybe We the North will correct some of their mistakes, especially with that autonomous period. Only scoring like 90 points in auto is not acceptable at this level.
Same robots.
Yeah, no changes in the composition. Bit of collision in the rendezvous, but nothing too crazy as we see a very smooth autonomous from both sides. So now Waxton actually jamming a little bit. Will he be able to clear out all of his power cells? He does. And a 4-point lead for We the North. So much
practically
much
even.
closer. Yeah. Good climb block there from Adam, causing Cone and Brennan to bump together a little bit, but doesn't commit to it. And Logan finding a little bit more effectiveness on the other side, and that's given We the North, a couple-point lead temporarily. As Josh is being held up by both the We the North robots, and now trying to make his way across the field.
Yeah, Josh playing some Roboteers defense.
But very close matchup so far. Just a slight edge in terms of cycling pace, looks like, by We the North so far. But nothing too major.
As soon as one team takes the lead, there's always someone on the other side who's dumping their own hopper.
A good climb block there from Adam, getting a couple balls off of Brennan. Josh also going to do some of those. Waxton now being bumped. Oh, that's a tech that was definitely avoidable from Adam. Cone and Logan working towards to get that. And that is going to give Red Alliance a bit of a comfortable lead here. Not free still, as we see the wheel being done by both alliances. Pretty much evenly matched in that regard. And once again, the pacing there is freeing up Brennan to just harass Waxton. So they actually have 2 defenders, Red Alliance, really affecting the Blue Alliance's ability to score.
Yeah, for a second their robots locked with all 3 North. All 3 North members just blocking the blue team.
Yeah, exactly. Adam coming in, trying to get the climb block. Is in position, but is going to get reset really quickly, thanks to the work of Cone. And this is looking pretty dire now for Specialists to get this one back in gear.
That was Josh getting tagged. Not quite.
Oh, Adam holding Brennan. Brennan knocking the bar. Wheel being done by Cone, but I don't know if that's going to be quick enough as climbs go up. And wow, very close at the end there. 543 to 534. Just a couple extra cycles at the end coming in. You saw Adam holding up Brennan for that full cycle in his hopper. Denying that was super crucial to bringing it closer, but looks like it wasn't quite enough, even with the missed climb on We the North, but very close.
Yeah, that game, whether Brennan meant to or not, he ended up playing a lot more defense that game as well. He held himself to 175 by focusing on Waxton and Josh a bit more than the previous match. And based off the score, maybe that wasn't the play. Maybe that's just because they missed climb, and in reality it was a good strategy. But
yeah, so it looks like there was a ref call for this match as well. Going to be Climb D assessed against the Blue Alliance, giving Red Alliance even more points. And it's going to be a total of, what is this, 65 more points due to a Climb D call. So yeah, We the North making it a little bit more comfortable win for them compared to the last one, which was only 7 points. But still, we had chances here. Specialists were neck and neck with them pretty much until that tech happened.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, even if the Specialists don't end up winning the series, they're definitely keeping it close. You're not seeing any of the experimentation from North, which included Cone scoring all the points for North.
Yeah.
They're going all out, and they're barely winning, frankly.
Yep. Very true. All right, match number 3, we the North up 2-0. Lots of points still on the line for Specialists to take at least 1 or 2 off them. Still lots of opportunity to do so. So we're seeing autonomous modes come in very quick from both sides. Actually, Cone jamming.
Yeah.
And look at this autonomous period. Now we have another advantageous situation here for the Specialists yet again, finding themselves ahead in autonomous period.
Adam getting in the way with Brennan and Cone. And Logan stopping Josh. But yeah, same robots, of course. I guess the only real difference
no, Josh.
was Brennan's defense. What in the world is Josh doing over there?
I don't know what he was trying to do there. That was definitely not the play. Went for a big bump, but both the robots worked together to push them.
Yeah, it's one of the things that makes We the North incredibly dangerous is Cone's play. Even though he's playing offense and he's scoring the most, he's still looking for any chance he can get attacked or chance he can respawn someone. Because he has so much experience on inertia, he's always looking for those opportunities.
Yeah. And I think that's really critical to the highest level of play, is finding those little gaps in the opponent's defense, even if... Oh, no.
Oh, Adam.
There's another one. Yet it's still
text
really
will not go
close.
away.
Like, this is actually kind of crazy, you know? 40-point lead, 30-point lead for We the North, but there's 50 points in fouls. So,
I mean, relatively speaking, Cone hasn't been able to contribute as much as he'd like to. I think at this point last game, he was more at like 170.
yeah, look at this. Cone getting in the way of Josh as well, trying to hold him up a little bit as just for a second. Also on Waxton there. So Red Alliance is being starved a little bit, launching those balls over the other side. Cone going to pick them up on the other side of the field as Adam gets reset.
Brennan once again playing defense.
Which is interesting because he has a full hopper. I don't know. He's just going to try and get Waxton to miss a couple. Potentially climb D on Adam. I'm not sure, though.
Yeah, that did look very close right at that 15-second mark. And Waxton trying to get in, but he couldn't get up. Looks like the gap was too small, and he's going to fall or not get up off the bar. And that is going to be a relatively comfortable win here for the Red Alliance at the end. But it was definitely close.
Yeah. Close for most of the match. We lost it in the end.
Yeah, once those techs started to come in and the missed climb at the end, that just kind of sealed the fate for sure. And yeah, good eyes there as well on that climb decall. There is a climb decall on Adam, which is going to give plus 25 points to the Red Alliance. Not that that's really affecting anything, but that is going to put them on match point here, 3-0 currently, heading into our potential final match.
Yeah, it's interesting looking at the difference in penalties across all the matches. It seems We the North is very, very good at drawing the techs and working together to get them much more than any other team I've seen.
That's true. There have been a lot more fouls in favor of We the North. I think it's like 4-1, I think, right now, or something like that. Maybe 5-1.
Yeah.
More than that, because there are at least 5 matches in this one and the last one. 5 techs in this one and the last one alone against the Specialists.
Yeah, I'm not exactly
Although
sure
one
what
of those
the
didn't
exact count is. Yeah, that's what I mean. I was discarding one of them, but yeah, it's
that makes sense.
5-1, 4-1, something like that. But yeah, that's a really good point. It's just, and I think a lot of that just comes down to the communication between the teammates and kind of always being aware that that's an option for teammates to work towards to try and get a tech. So that's almost always going to be worth getting that tech even if you take 2 robots out of the game for 5 seconds.
That makes sense. And not even knowing that that's an option, but knowing what to do when that option presents itself.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, match number 4. It's going to get underway here. And we do see a robot change from both sides. Seeing the triple
like
inertia versus double roboteer inertia.
Yep.
And yeah, going to be interesting because I think that this was a requested. Well, I know this was a requested matchup from Specialists. They wanted We the North to play this. They weren't planning on this originally.
All set up. No, we were planning on this. We thought you would go back to triple inertia again.
No, I meant We the North wasn't planning on playing it originally.
That makes sense.
But we will see how this one goes. So We the North is ahead
Very
by a
good
little bit
autos
here.
out of both of them. I think both autos were above 130.
Yeah, 136 to 138 is the official auto tally there.
Over through the trench.
Yep, definitely a common thing, and lots of holding up in the rendezvous zone for the Blue Alliance. The Brennan and Logan working kind of diligently to just hold as much as you can, and Josh has forced kind of to do the long shot there, and that's going to regain the lead for the Blue Alliance.
Appears to be. Ooh, that was almost a tech on Josh.
Josh nearly getting teched, and yeah, man,
thrown out of the field.
Goodbye.
Yeah, I must say his reaction when that happened in the voice channel was very hilarious. He was very caught off guard.
There should be some point bonus for pushing someone off the map.
This is a very close match, though. Look at this, 223 to 235. Long shots coming in from Josh, and all the red robots kind of stuck defending the power cells right now. As we see long shots coming in from Waxton. And oh, yeah, just can't be sitting in that corner, punished on that tech.
Mm-hmm.
Josh going for long shots again. Gonna see what they can do. And Red Alliance with the edge in the final 30 seconds as we come to the last little bit. But it's still very, very close despite that tech. And Adam getting caught out a little bit here. He's gonna have to get reset, I think, here. So there's a whole bunch of power cells. Logan launching them over to the other side. Cone's gonna pick those up. And wheel going to be attempted here by Brennan while Waxton and Josh are trying to finish their final cycles. Climbs coming up. And will they get up? 0 seconds. And wow. 429 to 390. Unofficially, We the North a sweep as we look at the breakdown here.
Yeah, holding 2 specialists under 100 points.
Ooh, 35 endgame from the specialists.
Yeah, both alliances missing at least 1 climb, Specialist missing 2. Just both alliances really pushing it till the very end, trying to get the maximum amount of points, and you know, in the end, just a little bit too tight, resulting
it all came down to those climbs.
In that, yeah, exactly. The climbs making the difference. Well, actually, yeah, the 1 extra climb for We the North not making the difference. Actually, if they had perfect climbs on both sides, We the North still would have taken it. But Specialists, if they could have switched that around, definitely would have been a win. And yeah, that score will stand. So a 4-0 for We the North, undefeated so far in eliminations, even in matches. But Specialists, you got to say, they put up a valiant effort here. In multiple matches where it was really close.
Much better than our first bout.
Yeah. So, unfortunately for those who thought Specialists would take 2 or more match wins, that's going to be a no. And congratulations to those who did think that. You were right.
Man, I've got to be like 1 in 20 in like bets of all time. I think I won my first bet and won one on the last stream, but every single other one is just lost after.
All right, so we do have one more matchup left, which is the other side of the semifinal bracket, which has not been played yet. It is going to be Good Vibes Only versus Alliance 4, battling it out to see who will play We the North in the finals. And we're just going to get that one set up. But I'd like to get your guys' early thoughts on these two alliances and how they're going to do.
Well,
Right, so
I gotta
it's
say,
actually,
well, just going back to their qualification match, it seemed to be Alliance 4 had a pretty strong hold over Good Vibes, so I don't imagine this being too close, but I can see Good Vibes taking 1 or 2 matches off of them.
How about you, Space Turtle?
so this is Alliance 4 and
Good vibes.
Good Vibes. Okay, well, I'll be honest, and I expect Alliance 4 to win this. I don't know. I think Good Vibes has been having issues recently, letting certain series like go under the radar, perhaps. Um, but this one for sure, like they're gonna be trying as hard as they ever do for this series. So if you're gonna see a good performance out of Good Vibes Only, it's probably gonna be from this series.
Yeah, I mean, I think most people would expect them to fall here to Alliance 4's. You know, when they did meet up previously, it was not particularly close for them, but, you know, Good Vibes Only, they definitely have that star power. It's just the star power is a little bit, you know, old meta star power, if that makes sense.
That's right.
But let's talk about the individual matchups. Maybe go kind of robot by robot. If we look at you know, Roboteers, C versus Colin, what are your guys' thoughts on that? And keep going down.
I haven't seen Colin play that much. I mean, we've seen him in TLS and he's done well, but C is an experienced player, and I think C has a bit of an edge over Colin, in my opinion.
Yeah, I definitely agree there. C is just a little bit.
I could compare those two.
Yeah, C is a little bit stronger. I think just overall scoring and just awareness of like when he can time those bumps in. He's really good at that. Really learned from some of the top Roboteers players and how to do that effectively. And yeah, I mean, talking about inertia, Space Shuttle, you want to talk a little bit about Casey versus Jack?
Well, my first impression of Casey, like when I first got to know what robot he played, he was cycling like crazy on inertia. And for a long time, that's what I always thought. Like that's all he could do. Like he was just a cycling inertia. Until like over time, it became clear that he was also good at like the more traditional inertia that involves defense and counter. So for the most part, I'm not totally up to date on how good Casey and Jack are at their respective strategies with inertia, but I think given that you're probably not going to see double inertia out of any of these alliances, you're going to get defense and counter. You're not going to see much inertia cycling. So it's going to mostly be up to in this matchup with Jack and Casey, like which one can be more efficient on defense and which one can provide the best counter for their teammates.
Yeah, I think both of them can be prone to overextending a little bit and getting teched, so I think that's going to be critical to them to keep the matches clean, make sure that they're really organized well together and not getting those techs, and that's really going to make the difference for me in that specific matchup. And then going to the OGs, Dar versus Codster is definitely an interesting one to talk about as well. What are you guys' thoughts on that one?
Well, if we go back, if this match was taking place like, I don't know, 6 months ago or something, COD would have an easy win. But he has been out of the game for a bit, and Dar has made leaps and bounds in the meantime. So I gotta say, I think Dar has the edge here.
Yeah, I agree with you. The level of play from Dar that we've seen has definitely improved rapidly. He's really been putting in the time to get good at that robot, especially on single player. You know, he's climbed up the leaderboards back to near the top again, and that is really showing his prowess with that robot. And you know, once again, just the team cohesion I feel like is slightly better for Alliance 4 in terms of how they work together, how they look to capitalize on opponents' mistakes. Is joining us is now Ricardo. Welcome, Ricardo. He may be muted. Maybe he's not quite ready. But yeah, he will be joining us for this cast as well of the final semifinal. As stupid as that sounds, we will see who will make the finals. All right, well, it does look like the players are just about good to go, but we got to do a prediction real quick. I think both of them have realistic shots to win here, so we're going to just do a straight up who wins.
Okay.
All right, predictions are in chat, and let's hear from our analysis desk a little bit. Who do you think's going to take this one, and what's the final score in terms of games?
Hear me out. So, just for the sake of an upset, I really want. I think it would be cool that Good Vibes wins. So I'm gonna bet that Alliance 4 is gonna win. So there's no possible way that that Alliance 4 wins. No. But realistically, the way I see it is that if Alliance 4 keeps their stuff together, they should win this. They've, for the most part, been seen as the number 2 team in TOS. But we've, like, for example, we just saw Specialists have a whole bunch of close games with North. And now that you take it down to Alliance 4, which is like, I like to think of them as like a watered down We the North. You know, it's definitely possible. If you look at like Good Vibes, Specialist, Sad, and Jet Black, like that good set of mid-tier teams, I think that any of those 4 have like the ability to really push it against Alliance 4. So
Yeah, and like
they might have.
looking at Good Vibes matches, the 4 matchups that they lost in qualifications, they lost to Alliance 4, which they're playing now. They lost to We the North, who is undefeated. They lost to SAD, and they lost to the Specialists. So, considering that Alliance 4 beat Good Vibes, beat the Specialists, and beat SAD, I'd say that there's not that great of a shot for Good Vibes, but everyone loves an underdog story, and I would love to see them take one.
Yeah, for sure.
Ricardo's still having microphone issues.
Oh no.
I think
Still
so.
he's in the question box now.
All right.
Maybe he has a
Everybody
question about his
is
mic.
good to go. Match number 1 is gonna be underway here. I'll drag him in. Autonomous period Jack getting a good bump on Casey, but he's still gonna find those power cells as looks like Codster missed one. Big jam from Codster as well. Look at this. 18 seconds and can't clear his hopper. And that is going to result in a pretty good lead here for...
96 to 124 auto.
Yeah, going to be a pretty good lead here for the Blue Alliance. And yes, you're correct. 96 to 124 was the autonomous period. And, ooh, Casey getting teched early. Oh, but Colin, look at this play. He gets it back, and that's a full hopper with Colin losing and getting reset. That's going to be that's going to be a fake tech. That's going to be a fake tech.
Yeah, that's not what you want to see. Colin should have shot those power cells out of there.
Oh, the flip!
Oh.
Jeez, Jack
Bullied.
playing great defense, both flipping Casey and messing up with Dar.
Potster playing safe, going for those 2 shots while C was trying to get that bump in, but
Dude.
did not get that bump in, sadly.
Colin once again getting bullied by Casey. Casey coming
Casey
in
going
with
for the climber block might be a tech here.
and he
but-
gets
oh, nasty
no
climber
tech either.
block.
Look at the lead
Yeah,
now
I
that
gotta
Alliance
say,
4 is
even with
generated.
even with the
Oh,
big
no.
tech, Red is running away with this.
Ooh,
Actually,
Dar
Outputs
getting-
flew back in the lead.
Yeah. Almost
I've
in the
won-
lead in
well-
just raw points. Yeah.
This is very close. These techs are making it way closer
big-
than it should be.
See, look at that. It's a critical play. He bumps Jack into Colin, which causes a bunch of balls to miss from the Blue Alliance. That's the kind of play that I think separates the top Roboteers players, is finding those openings to really mess up the opponent's scorers.
For sure,
Yeah,
for sure.
keep in mind that is exactly what Jack did earlier in the match, bumping into Casey to bump Dar.
Yeah, definitely true. However, the difference there is Jack is more of a defensive role, while I would say C is more of an offensive role.
That makes sense.
This is really close.
Yeah,
accounting for
even
that
if
one tech.
even Casey going for those like hard defense, it's still close. But 30-point difference right now, 11 seconds. I don't think Good Vibes is
Early
going to
climb
take
from
that.
Jack. Oh, good steal here
Red
from
has
Casey.
to-
Look at that play.
Ooh, quick wheel
did-
at the end. Is it going to be enough?
Yeah, it's not going to count, I don't think. But yeah, that's going to be a big enough gap, I think. But we do see a missed climb for the Blue Alliance.
I gotta say,
Ooh.
even still, Casey and
75
Dar.
points.
No, not Casey. C and Dar going above 230. Very
Yeah.
impressive.
Yeah, for sure. And you also got to think as well. 75 points for Good Vibes. That was the leading cause of their closeness. Without those techs, it would have been very far. Alliance for a good victory there, but like I said, Good Vibes, they can come back. They're just Casey. Last time we saw Alliance for C was playing more of the defensive role, but this time going back to the offense role here. So I like to see how Casey's interfering. And like you said, Brendan, in past competitions, is that Casey, he can get 2 techs, he can get 3 techs. He will probably still win the match. And that's the great thing about him. That is the great thing about him. Like, he can get like 15 techs, whatever. He's gonna win still because he can rely on C and Dart to get those points to make it up.
Also,
So
I'm not
just-
sure what's happening with the scoreboard.
Yeah, we're just
But
reviewing,
just
so
needs to be
it
changed.
goes
Okay.
with the live point in the match.
That makes sense.
Just checking for any additional calls that need to be made. We want to make sure that we get them right the first time around. But yeah, it was a very close match, very competitive match between these two alliances, and that's what we like to see. But definitely the Blue Alliance being bolstered a little bit by those tech fouls.
Yeah, for sure. And like I said in past, Good Vibes, even though their victory with Jet Black was significant, they still have they're versing Alliance for it, second best league. And if they can't keep it close, and this was tech, so you got to remind. And we're looking at Guitar Heroes right now. Guitar Heroes with Alliance 4, they kept it close without many techs, but Good Vibes, I'd like to see better performance and more overall besides getting carried by those techs. That's just my opinion. It is still part of the game to get those techs, but I feel like you should have the scoring power. Without even those techs, you can get that leverage over the other alliance.
Yeah, agreed. And so it is just going to be that one removed tech.
On who?
Which is-
Alliance 4 or?
Yeah, on Alliance 4, which is going to result in a Red Alliance victory.
Yep, and I want to see here. No one's changing bots, so they're pretty confident with this composition. Nothing to be... And I don't think anyone's going to experiment this time around. This is not the time for experimentation. This is the time to win. In match number 2 on semifinals, you see regular autos going in. Jack trying to go for that bump. Casey going for the extra power cells here.
Yeah, some missed power cells from the Red Alliance and Blue Alliance, both of them struggling a little bit. And but it is going to be a pretty great autonomous. Oh,
Ooh,
Casey getting
that's
teched.
not
Casey getting
good.
teched.
But hey, this is his first tech. This doesn't matter. Forget
Well,
even techs exist on. Well, it could be.
It does
my
matter.
words
It
may
does
just
matter.
bite.
Blue literally had the lead off of that. Maybe another tech, and it is.
Oh no, this is not good.
Even still, red is still in the lead, even
Yeah.
with 50 points in techs.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and they're the lead with 13 points right now, 18 points right now. C going for a cycle here. Dar, I don't know what he's doing. He just went out and I think he tried to go for the bump on Jack there, but it did not work out.
Yeah. Well, I think
collision.
he had too little of a hopper that he wanted, so he got this extra 2 balls and got a bump in the meantime.
It is crazy to me how Alliance Force is competitive here with the 50 points and fouls. This is,
Yeah, for sure.
just
And
showing
that's-
the class of them.
That's the issue. The thing that I like about the Alliance 4 is that Casey will cause destruction. Like, he will go on the field and mess them up.
Dar.
Oh, the climber
block
block
as
got
well.
Line
Dar!
blocking
Oh,
with
Dar.
an OG.
No!
Dar,
the
no.
tech-
Oh, Casey,
And
what the?
No way!
No, he trolled.
double
But
tech?
But
He
it's
just
still
drove
within
into him.
16 points.
What the heck? How is it even close? Wait, Casey.
Anyways, I was gonna continue. Casey,
Oh,
he can
the
go in
bump
these...
on Colin.
Oh,
Oh my
no.
god.
Oh boy,
What is
30-point difference
happening?
right now. We're 43 seconds into the match. Right now, C is finishing. It's Hopper. C's going for the defense now.
They're all there. Oh, Jack is in trouble. Okay, some bumps coming in. Codster gonna find some room now. C just waiting for the power cells, but it's there's
Colin is
such
waiting
a
for
huge...
Dart to steal. Did you
Yeah,
see that? I don't know if you
he's
saw.
trying to block.
but
Yeah, he's trying to block. 20 seconds left, and Red is, actually
in the lead,
this,
surprisingly.
despite the fouls.
Look at how
5-point
many
difference.
power
It's a
cells are in
literal
Blue's
5-point
corner.
difference here, guys. 5-point difference.
All right, Codster's
Those
coming in.
powers-
He needs to get this cycle
Yeah.
off. No, he's just going to climb. They can't just wait for this. The climbs are not going to be enough unless they miss a balance, and climbs come up. And it's
Oh
going to
my
be Red?
god! No way! No
Oh, man.
way!
100 points and fouls.
No actual way!
Incredible play. Incredible play from
Wow!
the Red Alliance.
Oh my god! That Brennan, this isn't supposed to happen. This is defying the laws of physics.
This
isn't
is
supposed to-
brutal.
I just
Yeah,
wanted to
anyway.
look at that teleop difference. 222
Yeah.
to 309.
Well, you gotta
Yeah.
remember, Casey was literally bushing them and bashing them, and that's the great part of Alliance
That
4.
is true.
Like I was gonna say, Casey, when you're in that situation that both of your teammates are getting thrashed with defense by Casey, what are you gonna do? You're gonna attack the other team that probably can outmaneuver your defense? Because C and Dar, even when attack with defense, can avoid it. And we've seen that already. So why go for that and just protect your teammates so you can get that point difference against Alliance 4? And that's probably the OP part of Casey. Literally, Casey is demolishing these other teams and saying, okay, listen, I can mess up these two bots, worry about scoring. And Dar and C are just doing that, and that's what they need to do here. Good vibes, if they want to win this, I feel like they need to play way better defense on Casey. Because if Casey does not touch the other Good Vibes rots, they have a good chance of winning, without even the techs.
Yep, agreed.
Mhm.
So just reviewing the final little bit here.
Oh,
Making sure
this has
everything was
more
clear.
techs than an average one Graviton match.
Oh my.
Yeah. And this is not memeing at this point, this is just Casey. And honestly, why do you guys think Casey's going for these aggro aggressive plays with these techs? We saw even Dar going in there just trying to mess them up and he got caught on.
Yeah, so score
Well,
will stand. So it is going to be 2-0.
I think it might be not even just for the raw point gain, but for the metagame play as well, messing up their rhythm and stopping them from getting into a groove.
Yeah, for sure. Match number 3, and this is 2-0 right now. Oh god, Casey and Jack having a little fist fight over
Jack
there in the
missed so
rendezvous.
many power cells.
That is not good for the Good Vibes. If they want to come back from this is not a... But 8-point difference,
actually-
4-point
yeah.
difference.
pretty close out of autonomous. This is actually the closest it's been. We see a good steal
And
there from
Colin
Dar.
right now doing a good job defending off Casey.
Yeah.
That was good because that means Kotzer could get that extra cycle in without getting defended. And right, Casey's going back to his old
watch out,
antics.
Dar.
Oh,
Ooh,
Colin
that's-
absolutely
That's
destroyed.
not something to do. When you see that climber up, you do not shoot. You just
Again.
go back. Yeah, and once again, Colin probably should have went back like Josh 4910 does, where he goes back and voids that entirely, and you have to adjust your hood angle. But it's way more safer, and you can get those power cells in still.
Oh, and the
I think
bump
that
again.
demonstrates the inexperience of Colin. Like, he's very
Oh,
good at
man.
managing
Ooh,
the
yeah.
shot, but he still needs to learn the strategy behind
Yeah,
it.
for sure. Yeah, for sure. And right now we're seeing 236, a little bit not as close as the first match. No tax, by the way. This is a great match, clay match.
All right, now we
Wheel
see
is
some climb
upward.
blocking from C, or on C from Jack. C kind of being
And Jack is doing the
delayed.
right play here. I don't know if you guys noticed, but Jack is playing more defense on C, which is the
Yep.
tiers, and is getting consistently 200. That is a good play. And right now, Casey's not really attacking Conster or Colin. Really just trying to... He's getting shut down pretty well.
Although, Ricardo, at that point, I did not know if Jack was playing D on C or if C was playing D on Jack.
That is
Because
true.
it looked like that C was preventing Jack from stopping Casey. So, that was
That
my
could be
read on the
true.
situation.
Yeah,
Casey
it's still a
getting stopped
worthwhile
it.
trade in that case, I think. But you see the lead has just grown and grown and grown.
Oh,
here
and Colin
for-
is doing long shots.
Over 100 points now.
Yeah,
I think Colin's strategy with Casey just going for those long shots, and that seems to be the strat here, and that might work actually. If he does that next match, he could possibly come back with it. But right now it's too late in the game. 7 seconds. Will the teams make their climbs? Kotzer calling in close. But
Oh, man.
Ooh,
What
Colin
the-
does not make that climb.
A
Yeah,
little bit
that's
messy
not
at the
They got their
end.
second wheel.
Hey, a clean match. And this is what, and like for example, if they got 100 points of technical fouls, this would have been close. But without those techs, they couldn't do anything with it. Like Casey was playing less aggro, but did some damage onto the lines. We say here with 300 to 253, still close, but not enough to be eaten on the lines for here.
Just doing a quick review once again for any potential climb D.
Yeah, but I'm loving how Alliance 4 is dealing with this and putting these alliances. If We the North is versing Alliance 4 or Good Vibes, they're going to have to figure out a new strategy. They're going to... Because Casey, unless Logan or one of those Cone can deal with Casey's terrorization, like terrorist attacks, it's gonna be painful.
Okay, maybe not
Do a
terrorist
side attack.
attacks.
Yeah, sorry, my bad. Bad choice of words. Sorry, Brennan. We'll call
It's
it
all
an
good, man.
airstrike, alright? Airstrike.
All right.
Boom, boom. But
All right,
yeah,
so score does remain the same, and that is going to put Alliance 4 on match point to dominant win in the third match.
do you think this is going to be a 4-0?
I got even still. If Good Vibes got 100 points in text that match, they still would not have changed it over. Just
Yeah,
shows
for
the
sure.
dominance of Alliance 4 here.
Yeah, absolutely, and this is really good for Alliance 4 in terms of confidence heading into the juggernaut of We the North on the other side of the bracket in the finals here. Looking like they can definitely make a huge impact.
Yep, and I'm excited to see. Will Good Vibes put a reverse sweepo, and we're going to see that? Or is it just going to be 4-0? But let's see here. It could be the final match here. Match number 4 here. No contact in the rendezvous, so they're trying to get the most amount of points here. Jack's struggling a bit, but it seems everyone's doing their auto correctly.
Oh, what the?
Mhm.
C just colliding with the color wheel.
Good Vibes with the lead, though.
See-
Good Vibes with the lead.
Yeah.
C was trying to get that last ball that dropped out of his hopper, but couldn't quite
D
get it.
is in the lead. I'm not C. What am I saying? Good Vibes with the lead.
Just C.
Yeah, C. C is just full Alliance 4. You know what? Yeah.
Yeah, I like the adaptation here from Jack, seeing him get more involved on the defensive side, saying, hey, Blue Alliance buddies, you're going to have to deal with it by yourself. I apologize.
No,
And
but actually, Colin and Kotster are doing really well. Kotster and Colin are switching out. Okay, I gotta beat the defense, but I gotta protect my mate here. But still, shooting those balls into that hanger or climber is not gonna be the best strategy.
yeah, and Red Alliance has regained the lead very quickly off of that, actually. Casey, really impactful on the Blue Alliance side, much more impactful than Jack. And I think a lot of that does come down to the coordination between Colin and Codster not 100% being there, as we see Codster trying to get in the way. More climb blocks. Cod stuck on Casey, getting a reset.
I'm surprised that Colin did not go original strategy, just going behind that the wheel, and just scoring those points, because Casey's just going to climber block you. And he was doing it really well that last match, but he decided, okay, I'm not going to do it anymore. And we see the same thing. Casey just going for the climber block.
Oh my!
And shooting
absolutely
so many balls.
Everything.
Everything.
Oh my God, that's not good. You're in semifinals. You don't want to do that. Those are like 20 points. 40 points.
Just directly into him. You just gotta wait till he gets reset or readjust or something. But
okay, now he's readjusting to the back, and that's what you need to do since the 2 minutes and 30 seconds there. But not now.
But they've thrown away their lead there now, and could have maybe gotten an attack on Casey. C is involved in the defense now.
And the climber block. And Kotster really trying his best here.
If they can hold Casey off, no, he's going to be able to get in.
7 seconds.
Long shots.
Wait, I don't
think it's not going to be enough if they miss the
climbs. No way. Oh! We made. Oh God.
All right, we're gonna have to review.
12 points. By 12 points, that would have been. Oh.
I think C was memeing going for the last second wheel, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, definitely a little bit scuffed.
Was there a climb decal? Because I saw some contact there. Ooh. Oh wait, that's not. That's too many.
Yeah, that's the wrong 15.
Yeah, we're checking both ends of the spectrum a little bit.
All right, here we go.
Just gonna quickly skim through anything, see if there's any kind of.
Oh wait.
Nope.
Contact. Okay. But there was a pin circle on Casey, so I don't know if that's...
Yeah, no, that's legal contact.
Okay. Alright, Colin going for the last minute shots there.
Casey does not contact.
Hitting anyone.
Yeah. Looks like Dar's just going to secure that in, and as the climbs come off, yeah, score will stand.
Wow, that is... 4-0 by the 4 Alliance. Hey, that kind of rhymes. 4 Alliance 4-0.
Damn. Yeah. So very strong performances from both teams, both winning teams on both sides of the bracket. Alliance 4 and We the North both doing the full sweep of their opponents 4-0, and you know, some of them were close, but I don't think you can say that either of their opponents really had a huge chance to win the series.
And like I said, Brendan, also, most of these matches we saw with Alliance 4, they were separated by text. Like, we saw that one match where it was like 100-point difference. If they didn't have the 100 technical powers, they would have been that close. And this match, they were close, even without text. Which, good job on Good Vibes. It's hard to even enough to get to the semifinals, right? You're versing the number 2 seeded here, and you have to go up against the basically the Titan. You're versing the Goliath, for crying out loud. And honestly, this is going to be a battle of the ages for We the North versus Alliance 4, which is the better team, and who will have the bragging rights. And will We the North finally be defeated? Finally, please.
It's kind of crazy. I mean, Alliance 4 definitely looked really scary here in just taking care of business versus Good Vibes only. And, you know, you got to say, I think they had a little bit more throws with the text, but even with those 100 points and fouls, they still took the W and swept Good Vibes. So, super impressive from them.
Yeah, for sure. And honestly, this is good vibes. You did a really good job this season. Congrats on how you learned stuff. Everyone learned stuff in this league. This has been a incredible performance. Even if you're versing the number 2 a lot, and if there's another league series, they're going to be better, way better.
Yeah.
Good vibes. They're going to be better Jet Black. There's going to be better Sad. There's going to be a better Guitarius. There's going to be better all the teams.
Yeah.
That's just determination to beat these powerhouse teams that think they could just win. No, we're going to see an upset in the future. There's going to be upset. There's going to be, okay, Alliance 4, okay, we can get a match off them. And that's not going to be uncertainty. But hey, I don't know. I'm just speculating here.
Yeah, so why don't we talk a little bit about, now that we do know our final matchups in terms of both the consolation bracket and the championship bracket. Starting with the consolation bracket, what are your thoughts in the matchup between Pushbots and Graviton, as they're going to be playing this coming week?
It depends how you look at it. Graviton, I'm a big fan, like you, Brennan. But Pushbots, even if, like, for example, we saw with some of the teams, like Guitar Heroes, they were really close. It was kind of scary. Like, they were very close to getting, if the French team did not pull out, like, the wins they got, Pushbots probably would have been in this bracket here. But they did not, due to 2v2s and scheduling issues, they did not make it. But they are a force to reckon with. You have Julia, very good OG, and then Tegan or Kavi with the inertia. And then we have on the other side, double OG from Graviton, which is Daviato and Max here, which are very good OGs, and we've seen them. They've done well, but Flying Dragons, my concern about him is that he's not going to do enough damage to Tegan or Kavi, or they're not going to do enough defense to help Daviato and Max to score those points. And Julia is going to be free. Julia is going to be able to score, because Flying Dragons is not going to be focusing on Julia, unless he does, and he proves me wrong. But I think he's just going to try to help Daviato and Max get no defense, right?
Right. How about you, Waxton? What are your thoughts on Pushbots versus the Graviton gamers? Oh, he may be dead. Okay, you're here.
Oh, am I muted?
No, you're good.
Muted?
No,
You just took
good.
a while.
Okay. I really don't know. Looking back through their matches, it looks like Pushbots 4-0'd Graviton, but I think that Graviton has made improvements over the season. That was in week 3, so I'm really not sure how this match is going to play out. I do think that Pushbots is the better team, but I think that Graviton's going to do better than they did against them previously.
And I believe so too, Wax. And honestly, like I said, growth. They have improved, and we saw that in week 5. And honestly, I'm excited. Probably forget We the North versus Alliance 4. I'm ready for Graviton versus Pushbots. Forget about it. No finale, no special video, nothing. Can we get all the attention? Can we instead actually Brennan, I have a genius idea. Whoever wins this matchup versus We the North. Forget Alliance 4. That's the final matchup. Why Alliance 4 gets second place?
I don't know about that.
What do you mean? It's a genius idea. It makes sense.
The gap might be a little bit too large, but yeah. I do want to comment. I do want to comment briefly on Pushbots and Graviton there. Just, I think it's going to be interesting because the first time they played, let's say Flying Dragons was very prone to tech still, and we saw in that last match, last series, he only got 1 in those 5 matches, and that one was a little bit unfortunate. So that has been a real difference maker for them as they come to the end of the season and really start to turn their game around. And it's going to be interesting because I think that, it's going to be a battle between the scorers of like Julia, Daviato, and Max, and the kind of the little bit better defense from Kabi and Tegan as they both play inertia, and seeing what they can do versus Flying Dragons.
For sure, and I'm really impressed with Flying Dragons. He's improved very much. He's getting less text. He can actually do some little bit defense. He's pushing around the opponents, and he's doing what an inertia needs to do in these scenarios. And I'm really happy about it. Honestly, I'm happy to see players that are just improving over time, and they were considered lower than that, and they're moving up the ranks, right? And that's nice to see because when I first joined SRC, I was watching Flying Dragons in the rookie tournament, and now looking at him now, wow, major improvement.
Yeah, absolutely. And you got to say, definitely going to be a banger of a match. I hope it goes to 7, as do with the other matchup that I would like to talk about. We the North versus Alliance 4. I want to just start off this conversation. Just what phenomenal performances both these alliances have had so far in the playoffs. Just absolutely destroying their opponents. I believe both of them are undefeated in playoffs so far in terms of games. Not even like obviously series, but like literally have not dropped a game. And
we're talking about the consolation or the bracket here,
the championship bracket.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say about the consolation. I don't know. Honestly, it depends on what happens with We the North versus Alliance 4. We the North, no, they're God scores. Like they can play any bot. They can adapt to any situation. They can just blend into the environment. They're literally stealth level 1,000. They can do whatever they want, and that's the scary part. Like, most of these teams have a preset. No, We the North, they can play. Cone can play Inertia 1 round, then he plays OG, or Logan can play Tiers, OG, and Inertia. So basically, he can switch out every match, and he plays differently in each bot. And Brandon too. He can play OG, he can play Inertia, he can play. Maybe that's just because of waffles, you know. They just breed people like that, and that's just built into their mind that they have to be good at every bot. But that's the scary part. We the North, not like the North, Alliance 4, they have usually a preset. Besides the swap we saw in the quarterfinals with Guitar Heroes, but overall they don't really have a switch. Like they don't have an alternative route besides Casey going on the OG and Dar going on the Inertia.
Yeah, chat, I want to hear what you guys think versus our Alliance 4 versus We the North. Who do you support in this matchup? Both teams undefeated in playoffs, haven't dropped a single game. Who are you cheering for? Who do you think's going to take the W in the end? Is definitely a very close matchup.
What is We the North's like symbol? Like, what is it like is there an animal to it or no? Is We the North?
It's an iceberg.
Iceberg.
The
Yeah.
Iceberg versus a cobra. This will be interesting. I feel like
an iceberg versus the numeral 4.
Yeah.
I mean, the number 4 can do some pretty decent damage. Like it has a triangle shape, which is pretty pog, and then it has the corners.
If you manipulate the dimensions a bit, you can maybe make it look like a sword.
So do you think that We the North is going to play any of their... We've seen them try these weird strategies. We haven't really seen them really want to play them yet, like the triple Inertia, the double Roboteers OG, you know, I mean, even double Inertia OG is an option, I suppose, for We the North as well. Do you think that any of these weird kind of strategies that aren't Tribot are going to surface, or do you think We the North is just going to, you know, focus on the tried and true meta?
Well, I think, Brennan, that
Honestly,
depends on if you want to make the stream interesting or not, or entertaining.
Yeah, for sure. Unless Alliance 4 is like beating them to the ground, like, oh, we got 700, you guys got 600. Yeah, We the North is gonna probably go full force. They don't want to lose this. Like, if they lose a game, it's not gonna feel good, right? You're the top, and you're versus Alliance 4, the second best. You want to beat them, right? You want to be the best. So I feel like they're gonna pull, but also they could just like, okay, we're at 3 matches, we're probably gonna win, so let's just do something else. And they could do it at 2 matches. They could do it at 2 matches too. That's a possibility. But like again, does We the North want to make it funny? Like maybe they go triple inertia and then they go triple push bot and score 500 somehow.
Yeah, I mean,
I can.
we definitely haven't talked about it, speaking on behalf of We the North. I'm not sure what the strategy is, but we definitely would not meme them, even if we were up 3 or 4-0 or 3-0 or something like that.
4-0.
Yeah.
So that means We the
4-0,
North
then
is
it'd
going
be
to
over.
play. They're going to play full tryhard here. They're going to do the maximum. This is the maximum power we're going to see
Well,
from
yeah,
We the North.
we're definitely going to be playing whatever we think is going to most likely win. Whether or not that's a weird strategy that can throw them off the rhythm, that could be a thing. I'm not 100% sure, but you know, there's definitely opportunities for that, and I'm wondering if that is a valuable strategy. I don't know.
Yeah, for sure. And honestly, We the North versus Alliance 4 will be probably one of the most interesting matches we're going to see here. This is not the playoffs now. This is not the playoffs. The qualifications now. This is like, okay, we can experiment with this, blah 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 blah. No, this is the real deal. This is either you lose or win. So they need to both alliances need to put their full gear. They need to go and accelerate. They need to go in the 5th gear. They need to go the stream. If Casey has to get 100 tech, do it. If it messes up We the North, do it. If We the North needs to mess up Dar or do it. That there's no limit. Like you have to go full force. So if you're not going full force, you're not winning. That's what the philosophy I'm seeing.
I think interesting to compare is the head-to-head matchups in the standard robots. I think C and Brennan are pretty even. I think Dar and Cone are pretty even. Like those two are very, very close, I think, on their respective robots. You know, it could go either way depending on the matchup or like the match and how people are playing. The big gap that I do see for Alliance 4 that they have to overcome is Casey. He can be super aggressive and get those techs. You know, sometimes he's really good at abusing the weaker players, but when it's Logan, it doesn't work as well.
And the thing about the Casey side is going to have to change a lot because Logan is smart about what he does. He's knowing what to do, and he's seeing Casey. He's probably We the North has been examining Casey because they assume, okay, I'm looking at the other side of the bracket. Who's the most likely to win the bracket? And if we're going to win this bracket, what are we going to have to verse against, right? And that's going to be a smart play. Casey's going to probably not go as aggressive, but if he does aggressive, Logan will punish. Logan will punish big time. And We the North scoring power in my opinion, outweighs Alliance 4. That is the sad truth, but they do.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you there. Just that the scoring power is slightly higher for We the North, but again, I think that it's going to really come down to how well Casey plays. Because if Casey can outperform Logan, all of a sudden I think Alliance 4 is actually the favorite. You know, and because of the equalness between C and Brennan on Roboteers, and then Dar and Cone on OG. Like Dar has a better high score single player than Cone does now. For OG, he is not one to be slept on for sure, and that can really cause issues.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and like I said, it's gonna be. Oh. Go ahead, Wax.
I agree. I agree. It's going to be close, but you have to keep in mind, We the North does have significantly more experience, not in single player, but in multiplayer events. Look at how many times We the North players have been event finalists or event winners. Compare that to Alliance 4's. I think that We the North has significantly higher experience while not necessarily having higher skill, and that may be the deciding factor.
We the North, we're looking at the captain. He got Alliance captain of the number Alliance and got eliminated by Alliance 4. So hey, they might bite that might come back. Alliance 4 just like, oh, you remember that one time? Yeah, we're coming back again.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see the matchups, to say the least, and whether or not just We the North having that flexibility to play all these weird strategies surely has to be a disadvantage for Alliance 4 because they have to think about this. They have to be like, what if they play triple inertia? What if they play double Roboteer OG? What if they play double
Roboteer OG?
Yeah.
Oh my god, no.
Yeah, exactly.
No.
No, like that literally was played in a competitive match versus Good Vibes only, or not Good Vibes, Jet Black, and they 4-1'd, I think. So like these things, while not being meta, are definitely definitely something to think about for Alliance 4. They have to have this plan for if that happens and how they're going to deal with all these different weird strategies, weird autonomouses, weird things so We the North can throw at them.
Yeah. That's going to be the funny thing about We the North. And honestly, I like about We the North, they're coming up with all these crazy strategies and they're working. And I really like that. Like, when most people did just go for the strategies they know are going to work. We the North has been experimenting. Like, they've been in the lab. Like, their qualification matches, they've been in the lab. Like, they've been testing it on the foes they have versed. Okay, we're going to try this out, this out, this out. We're going to shoot balls from the trench so I don't have to get defended.
Yeah.
It's really genius what they're doing here. Like,
but
and that might come back.
At the same time, it's so fresh and new, and they haven't explored all of the potential pitfalls of that strategy. And all it takes is one, and then you've thrown the match, right? So it's about the comfortability with that, the comfort of that, and making sure that it can't be countered easily. And you know, it'll be interesting to see if they do pull out something weird.
You gotta agree.
But yeah, I think that's gonna pretty much sum up our stream for the semifinals. Thanks everyone for tuning in. You know, really exciting night for sure, and you know, there's only going to be more excitement with our TLS finale sometime next week, depending on when things get scheduled. That's definitely going to be super exciting, and yeah, we're also going to have announcements as to what our plans are for the future post TLS. So make sure you tune into that stream, because not only is it going to be the finals and you know, some of the best gameplay of SRC 2020/2021 game, we're also going to be revealing what our plans are for the next few months of content, and you definitely won't want to miss that one because it's going to be pretty exciting. But yeah, any final words, Ricardo or Waxton?
I just want to say, Brent. Oh, go ahead, Waxton. Go ahead.
No, you first. You first.
You first. I insist.
Okay. Since we're not going to be rating first updates now, could I have my power cells refunded?
Yeah, it'll be refunded.
Okay, cool.
I'm glad you asked that on stream.
Alright. I just wanted to say, let's see, what was I going to say? This has been fun, honestly. TLS, I wasn't expecting to be this much fun compared to a regular competitive season, so thank you, Brendan, thank you everyone that's been running this. And honestly, it's been a blast, even though our Guitar Heroes got eliminated quarterfinals against Alliance 4. It's been fun.
Oh, yeah, the other thing is, right after this, in like 10 or 15 minutes, we're going to have the award voting document out. So make sure you check that out, because we're going to have different categories so you can vote your fellow team members for these awards, and they'll be revealed in the finale night, so that's also going to be exciting.
We have nice. Brendan in a suit, please, and have a green screen in the Grammys, like a Grammys.
Yeah, I mean, I could do camera for the finale. That would be exciting. Maybe we should do that. That honestly, you know what? Let's do it. You know what?
Let's go.
We'll do that. We'll set up a nice.
We have a red carpet, and then
will everyone on stream be required to have a camera, or just people
we'll
that
see.
Want to?
We'll see.
Okay.
I mean, it literally was talked about. It's been talked about before internally with the staff team, but yeah, why not? Let's do it. Send it.
Okay.
But yeah, all right.
Go.
Thanks, guys, for tuning in. Make sure you take a look at the. We're gonna have the voting coming out in just 10 minutes or so, and check that out. Make sure you vote for your players that you want to see recognized. Have a good night.